All right, good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic start to your trading day and are ready for what is going to be hopefully a very interesting session and what should be, at least from my end, the last trading day of the year. A few things for us to talk about here before we get started, right? If your plan here is to trade later in the week, no problems, fine, no worries. Just be very careful, right? It's going to be very, very low volume on the 26th and the 27th. I think Christmas is on a Wednesday, right? And markets are going to be closed on Wednesday for the full day. And tomorrow, right, markets close at, I think, 1. So 1 Eastern. So it's historically a very, very quiet day as well. And then you're also going to get like a little bit of maybe year-end positioning, whatever type price action. And I would be skeptical about getting a tremendously easy market here later in the week. So just be a little bit cautious there if that is your plan or if that is your objective. Please don't do anything silly. Don't do anything that would compromise your holiday period. And if I'm being honest, I think you will make more money long term by spending this week or this time off, right? Reviewing your trading, analyzing what you're doing well, what you can improve, what you want to focus on here for 2025 instead of trying to, make a few last pennies, right, in the year. It has been an awesome trading year, right? It has been fantastic. The market has given us a tremendous amount of range. We've had a very impressive index type performance here in the last couple of years. And I think we've taken advantage of it pretty well, right? And for me, really the emphasis here is to not finish off the year with like a bad taste in my mouth, right? To feel like I'm doing something stupid, to feel as if I have, chase something that maybe isn't there, right? I don't need to do anything stupid here. I don't need to be too aggressive. I don't need to do any of those things. The reality, right, is with trading, so much of what trading is not allowing your short-term impulses to prevent you from achieving your long-term goals. And quiet weeks when we have, time away from our jobs and all these sort of things, there's this desire for us to justify having that time off, right? Spend time away from the job. Oh, I can focus all my time on the market. So now because I can focus all my time on the market, I need to place a trade, or I need to do this, or I need to do that. And that generally is a bad way to behave, right? Or a bad way for us to look at things. Because then we're going in with the mindset that, hey, I need to get a trade to feel like I'm, neglecting, I can justify neglecting my family or whatever it might be. And I would highly recommend avoiding that type of behavior. I also posted this in the Discord here last night, but I'm going to be spending a few days here analyzing my trading, thinking about what I'm doing well, what I'm doing wrong, what I need to improve, how I can basically become the best trader I can be in 2025. And I want to also provide that same service for you all. So if you have a trading journal that you've been keeping up to date, right, something that you've been filling in here daily, please send that my way, and I will make sure that I do a little bit of studying of that, right? See if I can notice any patterns that maybe I like, I dislike, and I'll make you a little 1-pager or 2-pager of things that I think you're doing well, things that you need to improve, and give you some feedback on how I think you can improve your trading, or at least improve your journaling process so that you can improve your trading here in the new year. For those of you who've been sending me daily or near daily journal entries, and you've sent me more than 10, I've already sent you some feedback here, so please take a look at your DMs and let me know if you have any questions there. But that's like my little Christmas gift to you all. Just spend a bit of time, right, analyzing our trading. Look, I think the reality here is that profitable traders rely on facts, not feelings, and they collect data about themselves as much as they collect data about the market. And when we can combine a relentless pursuit of data collection, both about the things that we can control and the things that are outside of our control, right, which is how the market moves, and we pair those patterns together, then we can start to make a pretty tremendous improvement in our decision-making process, because things start to just become obvious to us, right? So for me, very, very important that we focus on those elements. That's always something that we can control. We can always get better there. And that's something that I take a lot of pride in as a trader and as an individual. Yeah, so look, I don't have too much else to say here today. Obviously, my objective is to finish off the year with a bang, right? Have myself a fantastic trading day, to feel accomplished, to feel whatever you want to call it, right? But to also understand that even though I want to finish off the day with a green day, hopefully I can. It's been a great run of form here recently. I'm not going to do anything here that ruins my holiday, right? And does anything along those lines. Just like last year, I'm going to take obviously a little bit of time off here after today. And like I said, I'm going to spend that time reviewing my trading, analyzing myself, studying my edge, right? Is my edge as sharp as it can be? And taking that time away from the market to make sure that when I come back for 2025, that, you know, I am the best trader that I can possibly be. My goal for 2025, and it's the same goal I had in 2024 and the same goal I had in 2023 and 2022 and 2021. Basically every year I've had the same goal since I've become or committed to becoming a trader, is that I want to be not the best trader I can be, but I want to be the most disciplined version of myself that I can be. Because when I control those variables, when I basically make sure that my short-term impulses are aligned with my long-term goals, then I find a tremendous amount of success. And P&L, you know, goes up and down, right? You're going to have good years, you're going to have bad years, you're going to have great years, you're going to have meh years. And we're in a period here right now where we're getting so much index cooperation and we're getting a great amount of volatility that it really is about basically allowing myself to stay within my lane and to not self-sabotage. And there's a lot of things I can do, right, to make sure that I am basically taking advantage of that as much as I possibly can. So the period, right, that I'm going to have away here, I'm going to spend some time obviously with the family and all those wonderful things, and then spend some time you know, in some cottage somewhere or something like that, and just studying, okay, what did I do well here? What are the general themes? What can I do better as a trader? What can I do better as an educator? How can I provide better service? How can I execute trades with more precision and more clarity? How can I make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all able to maximize the potential that the market is giving us? I have no reasons to believe that we're going to get into this lost decade of minimal market returns. And the beautiful thing about having a long short bias is that we can trade things in either direction. So look, I think we've seen the sort of evolution here of my personal trading over the last year. You know, we've transitioned to trading the opening range. We've transitioned to being more aggressive with pyramiding, right? We've transitioned here recently in cutting our losers faster and being more aggressive in how we take off our P&L. And that has, I think, significantly, maybe not improved my win rate on a trade-by-trade basis, but it has increased my probability of finishing each day green. And that for me has been a wonderful improvement, or a wonderful kind of step, right, towards taking that next evolutionary process inside my trading. And so it's going to continue to be more of the same, right? How can I continue to improve those variables that I can control? How can I find maybe an edge that's sharper? How can I find the flaws in my decisions that cost me money? How can I find ways to double down on my strengths? And how can I find ways to study my flaws, my weaknesses, without making it feel personal or without feeling like the death of hope for myself as a trader. Look, my obsession on a day-to-day basis is about losing small. I would rather lose small and try again than give myself that hopium and trust that my losers are going to turn into winners. And I'm not going to let my winners turn into losers. When I behave within that context, things go really well, right? Or things go a lot better. And I think that there's no reason to think that that would change or that that philosophy is flawed. And the more that I focus on improving those things, the more that I become the best loser I possibly can be, the better my trading goes here long term. So a little bit of a period of reflection here this morning, maybe getting a little bit more emotional than I normally do. But just as a final bit here, just want to say thank you to you all for being fantastic individuals. You all make this community incredible. You make me excited to come and trade every day, and you all motivate me to get better and to be the best version of myself that I can be. And I realize that I am a deeply flawed individual. I am an emotional nightmare sometimes, and I appreciate you all tolerating me and for allowing me to share this experience with you all. It is honestly something that I do not take for granted, and I love working with each and every one of you. It is something, like I said, I look forward to every single day, and I appreciate you all for making this community a very special place and for allowing all of us here to work together towards accomplishing our goals. And I'm very confident that we will keep crushing our objectives and keep taking that trading to the next level and keep finding the success that we're looking for. And I promise I will do everything I can to constantly bring the best version of myself here and to make you guys feel as if you are getting the absolute maximum value you can from this service. And I have to say you guys have changed my life in more ways than one. And I want to say thank you to you all for being a part of this team. So, with that being said, no more emotional wishy-washy stuff here. We'll save that for the end of the day. But let's start mapping things out here. Let's figure out what we want to do here this morning. And let's set ourselves up for a fantastic end to the trading year. And let's crush today's session. So, first things first, right? We're going to check the economic calendar. Nothing too crazy here. We got consumer confidence at 10. That's going to be a interesting bit of price action. We might have to wait it out just a little bit here today. And then from there, let's start mapping things out and figure out what we want to do here this morning. So what's the count here on ES? Let's start there. And let's set ourselves up for a good end to the year. Yeah, it is a 1 for 3 here to the upside. So it gives us a bias to be able to play up towards like 60-50. Beast. So we'll say like 60-30, 60-40, 60-50, and then, we could go beyond, right? Maybe towards like 6100. That would be a pretty impressive move. How about a downside scenario? Do we have a downside case here? Do downside? Yeah, no, maybe. Yeah, right? We have some flexibility to play this in either direction here. So we'll go like 59.80 and then down towards like 5900, right? That's kind of our starting point here. And where are we opening up relative to yesterday's range? So, or Friday's range. Is that telling us that we've got a tremendous amount? Where are we opening up again, expecting a massive trend day here today, or do we think that, hey, maybe it could be a little bit of consolidation relative to the range that we saw there the other day? Yeah, possible inside bar type day, right? We're opening up not necessarily in the middle, but we've got a lot of work to do, right, to make a higher high, and we've got a lot of work to do before we make a lower low. So doesn't mean obviously we can't get a trend day here. We absolutely could. But just always want to be a little bit cautious, right? And not front run things too aggressively. We're probably also not going to see a larger volume standard than what we saw on Friday, right? With the quad witching. So we just want to be a little bit careful, right? And we don't need to hold out for hope that it's going to be like a 6,000 point move, right? I think if I'm thinking about my trading there on Friday, I got a little bit greedy with just the size of the range, right? Where I thought, okay, big range day, I'm going to get a huge amount to follow through on each individual candle. And I ended up leaving a ton of money on the table, even though I finished green, right? Probably left something like 2,500 to 3,000 bucks on the table per account, which would have made yesterday, right, one of my biggest, or Friday, one of my biggest trading days here of the year. So just want to avoid that self-sabotage, right? Basically not allow feelings to dictate how I manage my position, and I still want to be very obsessive over closing my trades as my P&L is increasing instead of on pullbacks. Closing on pullbacks makes me feel just like a little bit sick, right? It gives me that regret, makes me feel like I'm owed something or whatever it might be, and I want to avoid that as much as I possibly can. Okay, NQ, what's the count here? Yeah, 3 for 3 here to the upside. So much more of a bullish bias here today. So no bear case scenario on NQ. So call this an NA. Obviously NQ, she's my baby. I love trading this thing. It's probably my favorite thing to trade. And we're going to be targeting a move towards 21.7, right? And then like 21.8 and beyond. Okay, 22,000. Maybe we can go up towards like 22.2. That would be a pretty big move. Cool. Make sense? All right. CL. How we feel here? Continues to hang out, right? Basically find support on that trend line without maybe breaking out above or below. So what would we be looking for here? Does this ORB fake out off the trend line still in play? Or are we looking to do something unique here? Or do we still have evidence that that's in play? Yeah, no worries, Mike, no worries. Right, that trend line keeps holding. So how many points of contact do we have here now? 1, 2, 3 points of contact here on that trend line. So eventually we'd like to see it blast off. Maybe a bit of a bull flag now forming at that area. But we constantly have evidence that $68 zone now is acting as support. And we can definitely push this thing up towards 70 on that breakout higher. To the downside here, we'll probably want to lose that trend line, right? Or have space down towards it's like 68.50. Fine. But ideally, if we're going to be bearish, we'd like to see a breakdown past and under before we're very aggressive here in either direction. So either separate above, right, and get that follow through towards that 71.50 and beyond area, or, right, we break down under that zone and find support here for a downside narrative. I don't really want to get stuck in no man's land. That's going to be a little bit challenging. So it's going to be about letting trending price action sort of establish itself here, and then we can go from there. Okay, Apple, little gap up here, so 3 for 3 to the upside. Beast. And we're looking for a 255 breakout here this morning. We got to fly through this. And then NA for a bear case, right? So leading tech name, giving us some enthusiasm. Tesla, 2 out of 3 to the downside with volume. So we're looking for a breakdown here under 417 and no bull case on Tesla. Okay, Microsoft, green candle, increasing volume, baby gap down. So 2 out of 3 to the upside with volume. We'll call it a weak 2 out of 3. This looks like it's setting up as consolidation. Right? And so we're looking for a breakout here over 444. And that's about it, right? Opening up in the implied middle of yesterday's range. So kind of setting up as an inside bar day. Okay, Amazon. Open price at yesterday's close, or at least implied open. So we'll call this a 2.5 out of 3. And we'll say that with volume. So we're looking for a breakout here over 226 or support off of like 220 and go. And then NA right to the downside. AMD 3 for 3 here, right? Green candle, increasing outlier volume, gap up, weak candle shapes. We'll call this a weak 3 for 3. The weakness, right, of that would eliminate the dip buy scenario. So we're just looking for a breakout here above 122. Okay, Nvidia 3 for 3 here. More of a textbook 3 for 3. Looks more like Apple, right, than it does AMD. And so we're looking for a 137 breakout. It's going to get over that Wednesday candle high, right? Or a gap fill and go. And then no bear case here this morning. All right, Meta, 2 out of 3 to the downside with volume, right? Maybe a little bit, take like a look at the Teslas about it. So we're looking for a breakdown here under 580. And then NA here on a bull case. Then Netflix, gapping down 2 cents. Sorry. Gapping up, 98 cents. So 3 for 3 here to the upside. And we're looking for a breakout here over 920. Or I could probably do a dip buy off of 900. So like a 920 breakout. Or a dip buy off of 900. Okay. Google, 3 for 3 here to the upside. So we're looking for a breakout here over 193. Or dip buy off of 190. And then obviously, again, 3 for 3. So no bear case scenario here today. And then VIX, 18 spot, 7.5. So selling off from its highs at 28. But still gives us a pretty good amount of range, right? Or good amount of volatility here. So we're looking for a nice continuation narrative here this morning, right? Of expansion. So expanding volatility. With the size of, Friday's range, we could get a pretty big day here. Without necessarily getting a breakout, right? Still being within or under that 60-55 gives us a smaller range than basically what we've seen for the entirety of December, minus a couple days there last week. So we could get a quote-unquote breakout from inside consolidation without giving us a breakout or a higher high or a lower low. So do want to just be, again, not greedy here, right? And not assume that it's going to be like a trend day until we get that proven otherwise. So looks like a day of maybe slightly constricted PA, but that's a relative term based on recent volatility. And we're going to look for a high conviction narrative to take advantage of and just finish off the week with a bang. Like I said, right, we do really, really well when we focus on capping the size of our loss, right? Not attaching our ego to each decision and then closing our trades as our P&L is increasing. If a move is strong, if an idea is strong, we can trade it with more than one entry, right? We don't have to catch that entire move with just one trade. And that, I think, is something that's very important for us to wrap our head around. And if we can learn how to control our behaviors, right, on a trade by trade basis, then we can take advantage of those moves, right? And we can take 30 trades a day without draining our mental capital. But if we're attaching our ego to a singular outcome or a singular decision and we make that feel personal, then it really won't matter how many trades we take in a day, because we're just going to be at a point where we're blowing basically our mental capital and then blowing our accounts, right? That then becomes the next most likely outcome. So what we have to learn, right, to do as a trader is to delay that gratification as much as we can, right? Not feel as if each result is a defining result, and then being able to smooth out that variance, right, by being able to remain in control. So it is the trader that remains in control that wins. And if we don't have evidence that we can remain in control by making multiple decisions, then that has to be our obsession, right? That has to be what we focus on. That has to be what we get better on. And if we can do that, we're going to do very well. If we can't do that, then we're going to struggle. And we're always going to get washed out by basically the intensity of the market, right? So we have to make those decisions feel less significant. And the only way that we can do that is, delaying gratification, right? So not judging ourselves from a daily P&L perspective, but also putting ourselves in situations where losses don't feel personal, right? Losing less than we expect, losing less, gamifying losing small instead of making our losses bigger so that we can hope we get lucky, right, with a win. We're not trying to do that, right? We're trying to accept that, hey, I can walk away down $200 and feel much better about my trading than if I walk away losing $300 or $400 or $500, right? And the more and more I can obsess over that, the better things go. So that is the obsession, right? Learning to control myself there allows me to scale my decisions and to make a lot more money long term. So that for me is very, very important, right? That's really the thing that I think most people need to focus on and stress and improve. And when we do that, then everything else kind of falls into place, because we can flip a coin, right, and still be profitable. And if we don't create that margin of error for ourselves, then it won't matter how many coin flips we do, because then our average loss will always be bigger than our average win. And we kind of panic, right? Then we make bad decisions and things then compound against us. So everything starts with being the best loser, right? The best loser wins. I say that a lot, and we need to make sure that every decision that we make is built around that reality, right? How can I improve my ability to lose small? How can I improve my ability to not make each decision feel personal? How can I improve my ability to remain in control? And once I have that proof of concept that I can actually do that and I can play that game, then awesome, right? Trading is going to go really, really well for us. So for myself, right, I think that is literally the most important thing. We can't try to optimize to avoid our losses. That for me is trading with our ego. We have to optimize our decisions so that our losses don't feel personal. And when we do that, then the market gives us enough opportunities where we can constantly find opportunities to win. So there's market open here. Just going to go spend myself a minute or two here, making myself a quick cup of coffee, spending a few moments here visualizing a successful trading day. And then we'll be back at it again here just in a second. And we'll set ourselves up for what should hopefully be a successful trading day. Any questions? All right, teams, we'll be back in a minute, and we'll jump on then. All right, so let's set ourselves up here, team, for a great trading day, right? Let's focus on the quality of our decisions. And when we optimize, right, for excellent decisions, then our P&L will take care of itself. And let's have ourselves a fantastic December 23rd. I can't believe how fast the year has gone. Cannot believe it. It's pinned in the daily debrief channel, Craig. It's the pinned message in the daily debrief channel. Okay, so far so quiet, right? Not a huge amount of volume here to start the day off. We're gonna be a little bit patient, right? That's fine. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that though, Mike, because sometimes if you have like a wrong thing clicked, it'll change where your stop loss is to account for that risk. Yeah, I mean, what it'll do, right, is if you set your price to be 500, I mean, you could definitely do it, but if you have stop loss ticked, then it will change your stop loss to adjust for that sometimes. Personally, the way I look at it is I just look at that dollar risk in USD under my stop loss and adjust my quantity based on that. And I just want to stress, guys, right? The point with our stop loss is for the point where it costs us $500 or less, and the point where we are wrong in a trade is the same, right? So we're not setting our stop loss just to be an arbitrary number. It's where is my idea invalidated? So if we make a lower low post entry, or if we make a lower low after our confirmation candle, that invalidates our idea. So we shouldn't be setting our stop losses below that, right, if we're bullish, or above that if we're bearish. We shouldn't be giving it an extra buffer, right? We should be setting our stop loss low of our confirmation candle if we're bullish, or high of our confirmation candle if we're bearish, right? Or low of your entry or high of your entry candle. I don't want to be seeing stop losses in no man's land or like away from that. That's just like trying to optimize for avoiding getting faked out. If you feel like you're going to get faked out on a trade, don't take the trade, right? So the point is we're trying to make as many of our decisions repeatable and consistent, right? So that when I look at my trading and I study it, I can notice which techniques are working and which techniques are not. If every trade I have a different way of where I set my stop loss, all I do is I make the patterns that make me money and cost me money more difficult to find. So the more consistent I can be in everything I do around my trading, then the easier it is for me to fix and to change things when things aren't working, right? That's the point of it. So if I'm choosing a different stop loss on each trade, or I'm saying, okay, this time it's going to be 5 points below the low of my confirmation candle, this time it's going to be 3 points, this time it's going to be 10 points, I'm just hiding from myself the patterns, right, that make me money. If my stop loss is the same every time, if my how I work backwards to my entry price is the same every time, if I can replicate that, yeah, exactly, Greg, right? If I can replicate that in my analysis, then it's easier for me to change my technique when it becomes obvious that it isn't working, right? But if it's different every time, then I don't know. Do I need to change my entry timing? Do I need to change my stop loss technique? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? And so I'll end up fixing something or changing something that isn't actually the symptom of what's costing me money. So that's why it's so important, right? We're consistent in that process. The more consistent we can be in our variables, the faster we notice the habits and the pain points that cost and make us money. And the faster we can either fix those issues, or the faster we can, basically overcome them, right? And become more profitable. Okay, so ES is a chance here to set up for us. Right, we need to break and hold under low of day and on increasing outlier volume. Now, we might get increasing. I'm not sure we're going to get outlier. But yeah, so far so slow. Not a huge amount of oomph. Maybe CL here to the downside. Again, we need to hold under low of day. So that's 69.25. I'm not going to do it on the 3. Maybe on the 5 we can get a chance. Basically, right, what our objective here with our trading, I'm bouncing around a little bit here, so apologies. But our objective with our trading is to try to make as many of our decisions as repeatable as possible, right? And if we are waiting for increasing outlier volume, right? Or a full body bullish candle, or waiting for a pullback into our risk reward zone, or whatever it is, then when we go back and we study our trades, we know exactly why we behaved that way and what we're waiting for, right? So then if my stop loss technique is always wrong, but I do the same thing every time, well, then it's very obvious to me if my entry timing is what's costing me money or if it's my stop loss technique that's costing me money. And then I can fix that, right? Create that change in my trading without having to guess and pick and emotionally decide what thing I need to solve for, right? So if we're not going to create that repeatable pattern for ourselves in our decisions, we're not going to notice those patterns that ultimately make us successful or ultimately cost us money. And if we can't notice those patterns, all we do is elongate how long it takes us to become successful. So consistency, right? Even in consistently losing the same way is better than losing randomly or losing with variance, right? Because then you're relying on a emotional analysis of your trading to guess what is working, and the odds of you determining, hey, this was actually what was costing me money, or this was actually what was making me money, is going to be basically hidden from you, right? It's gonna be hidden without being obvious. So the more that we can be consistent, the more obvious our problems become. And then the more obvious a problem is, right, the easier it is to fix. So again, we're waiting for that increasing outlier volume. Not seeing that here as of yet. We got 5 seconds to go on CL. Probably not going to hit there. On ES, did not hit. So again, right, I've got no reason to trade here. Don't even have a close to feeling of needing to place a trade. Because right now, price action is moving without following my rules. So there should be no FOMO, right? There should be no desire to chase this. No nothing, no whatever. Because I'm not here to apply exceptions, right? I behave the same way each time. And because I try to behave the same way each time, right? I can turn that into muscle memory. I can turn that into something that I can repeat, right? And then when the bullets start flying, right, and things start getting crazy, you default to your muscle memory. You don't default to what feels best when you've trained yourself, right, to only execute your process. So it has a multi-benefit, right? And that's the value of it. So when things get crazy, when I need to start relying on basically trading within that flow state, I don't want to be relying on a feeling, right? When we get addicted to following our feelings or chasing our feelings, then we inevitably attach a very emotional outcome to our trading decisions. And this move, right, that then is breaking down without following our rules feels very personal. And when it feels personal, then we have to trade it, right? Oh, I would have made money on this. Let me jump in now and catch it. And then next thing you know, your entry is 4 points offside and you're panicking, be like, oh, fuck, I need to now close this. I need to get back to where I was before I broke my rule. And you get into this like vicious cycle of trading your emotions. Instead, right, when we rely on binary decisions or binary outcomes, we sit out price action that isn't absolutely perfect, and we don't make it personal. And then we can look at price action more objectively, right? And we can avoid obvious mistakes, and we can avoid attaching our emotional well-being to the ups and downs of the market. So there's no point, right, trading what I think is going to make me money. I just trade my facts over what I know can make me money over the course of a long-term decision. And until I can get comfortable avoiding trades that don't follow my rules, then I'm not going to get comfortable taking trades that do follow my rules neatly. I'm going to overthink it, right? I'm going to feel like I'm owed something. I'm going to do whatever. And I'm going to set myself up to be in a big world of hurt. And life is too short for that, right? Life is too short for that. So CL here has a chance. Targeting 69 bucks. Nice. So probably want to see the pullback, right, into 69.16. Because the aggressive technique here, right, if we were to set our stop loss high of our entry candle, we need to see a pretty decent pullback back into our confirmation candle, which is a little bit challenging for the amount of range that we're targeting. So maybe on the longer time frame, it could become in play here. Looks like it still hasn't pulled back into our, hasn't made a lower low. So 69.17, right? Stop loss high of our confirmation candle because it hasn't made a lower low yet. So stop loss on a short here would be 69.22. Entry above 69.17, which means that I could buy 10 contracts, right? Potentially, and still be within my $500 of max risk. So here, watching closely now. Everyone understand why my stop loss is 69.22? Why it's not 69.25, 69.35? Everyone get that? Okay, so far, right, inside that reaction from 69.17 to 69.22, moved faster higher than it did move lower slower. All right, so no entry here yet. So maybe now instead we can focus on ES down towards, say, 59.70. And do you guys now get why 59.88 is our stop loss here instead of 59.99? So who knows why? Why is that our stop loss? Yeah, but why did we switch to the aggressive technique? So it is the aggressive, absolutely. But why did we switch to the aggressive technique? No, high of confirmation candle Cordell would be 59.99, right? We switched to the aggressive because we've made a lower low under our confirmation candle. Right? So we don't want to see it pull back here after it made a lower low. That would be like admitting that the move has already potentially failed. Instead, right, now that it's broken down, we want to see the move continue breaking down. So then we switch it to being the high of our entry candle, or what would potentially be the high of our entry candle, because it's already made a lower low. If it's still confined inside our confirmation candle, then our stop loss will be the high of our confirmation candle. If it breaks down and makes a lower low, we can look for a continuation of that breakdown. And if we make a higher high post a lower low, it's not a very good indication of strength from bears, right? So now stop loss would be 5989. And you're looking for an entry above 59.8450. And it would be two contracts, right? It would be two contracts. So just watching price action here carefully. We don't want to see this move, right? So far, again, inside our zone, just like that CL. The move inside our zone was happening faster than it was moving lower, right? So it gives us reasons to pause. Not a strong reaction from bears. So no entry here yet. Maybe now that sets up a possible reversal on, say, an NQ, for example. All right, increasing outlier volume, bounce and hold here of 600. So now we're looking at an NQ here to the upside. We've got 10 a.m. data, so this trade will have a shot clock on it, right, if it does come together. So maybe there's a little bit more value in waiting this thing out. And right now, right, our stop loss would still be low of day because we have not made a higher high above our confirmation candle. Right? So a pullback within consolidation makes sense. If we make a higher high, then we'll push our stop loss to be 59 50.80, right? For now, it's still going to be 21.50.50. Okay, now it's made a higher high. So now we push our stop loss to be 21.580. And we're looking for an entry around 600. So guys, that process needs to be crystal clear to everyone. There should be no confusion over how and why we pick our stop losses. So we do the same thing every single trade. So if you're taking a trade without understanding your stop loss logic, don't be an idiot and take that trade. You're just going to build up your anxiety. And once you take a decision with unknown variables kind of rattling around that cranium of yours, all you do then is compound mistakes, right? Because you're trading with anxiety. You're trading with extra stress. You're trading with extra barriers basically to deal with. And that does not make you any more money, right? All that does is it makes you then cut your losers sooner, makes you cut your winners, right, sooner, and you just compound mistakes instead of compounding wins. So there should be no confusion over why we change our stop losses to be high of confirmation candle or low of confirmation candle or low of entry candle or low of confirmation candle or low of entry candle, sorry, right? That is the same process every single time. And making up your stop loss based off of that information is completely unacceptable, and I will get mad at you if you do that. It's bullshit, right? To set yourself up to lose more money than necessary simply because you're not asking a question over why we're doing something. Do not make decisions that increase your trading anxiety. That just honestly costs you money, and it drives me nuts because it's unnecessary. Right? Being in a rush to make money and not answering our questions only sets us up to lose more than what we anticipated. Right? Rushing to skip steps, rushing to not answer those questions, skipping the quality of our process to try to improve the quality of our P&L is not a correlated decision, right? There's a reverse correlation. So the more that you cheat the quality of your process, the more you cheat the quality of your P&L, right? So if you're skipping steps saying, oh, I'm going to make money on this decision, but I don't know why I'm making this decision, all you're going to do is increase your anxiety, your stress, your impulse, right, on that trade. And you're going to be trading your P&L, not your plan, because you don't know what your plan is. And that's really dumb. I can't say that any nicer. But convincing yourself that that's the right thing to do is really, really dumb. Okay, so there's 10 a.m. data dropping. So again, have we missed out on anything here yet? Objectively, no. But we are still looking at NQ here. And stop loss would be, again, 579. Call it 580, right? Low of this candle. So this is our breakout candle, right? After a confirmation. So stop loss, low of that candle. So we're watching here just carefully, no rush, right? And the reason why we're willing to use this candle here still is because it has not invalidated our confirmation, right? There's nothing post this candle that tells us that our confirmation signal is wrong yet. So as is, right? One contract, I'd be risking 700 bucks. It's too much, right? So I'm not interested in an entry here yet. We need to see it pull back closer towards 600 and see what the reaction at 600 is. If that psychological level doesn't want to hold, I've got no interest in trading it. So here, now I'm watching, right? Does it move faster lower? When it moves lower, do we see absorption? Or does it flush through like it's doing here right now? Right now, it's flushing through, right? So no reason to have jumped in there and wasted my money. Okay, and now we're back to watching ES. Right, targeting 70. So stop loss, right, 991. That's the same process, right? Now that we're inside our entry zone, is it moving higher faster or lower faster? Cheers, Sammy. Probably a no dice then, right? So no entry, right? Yeah, potentially here on this CL, we could be targeting a move towards 68.50. Absolutely. So immediately, right, I know I need to go aggressive entry technique and stop loss at the high of my entry candle because post confirmation, we've made an immediate lower low. So then stop loss, right, on a short here, 69.03 for now. And we're just watching how this price action is behaving inside our entry zone. So far, probably moving a little bit faster higher, right? Towards 69 than away from 69. So again, right, gives me reasons to be patient. Okay, right, better. So guys, my stop loss here would be 69.03, right? Not 69.05, not 69.07, not 69.10, right? If I make a higher high post entry, my idea is wrong. I'm not trying to give myself a bigger buffer to survive a fake out. Right? I'm not going to trust that my losers are going to turn into winners and build up that hopium just so that I can bail myself out, right? That is not the way I want to trade. That is not a profitable decision. That is not a profitable choice. Do you understand? If your timing is wrong, what else about your thesis is incorrect? If you think that your thesis is going to be correct 100% of the time and that you will never lose, you are not setting yourself up to be a successful trader. You're setting yourself up to be an egomaniac. And once you start making decisions based off of your ego, you are inevitably going to blow up. It's guaranteed. Okay, so starting to look for an entry here. As is, this would be 7 contracts. Well, let's wait this candle out here for a second. So now we'd be looking like something like this, right? Because we made an immediate lower low. So now stop loss, right? 68.95. Okay, guys, I am in average price 68.90. 8 contracts. Stop loss 68.95. Okay, and let's see if this thing can immediately break down. Come on, last chance here. Come on. I've been stopped out. Why'd you get back in at 96, Mike? I'm confused by that. What does that mean? Okay, now we're looking at a possible NQ reversal here. Oh, okay. So looking at a possible NQ reversal. Okay, immediate higher high here, right? So let's see where it finds support. Okay, so stop loss would be 58.30.50. Sorry, 538.50 for now. Okay, I'm looking for a pullback here, right? Looking for a pullback. Okay, and I am in 551.75, 2 contracts. So far, so really good. All right, see if this thing can keep breaking out higher, right? And keep making higher highs. But look at the difference on this trade versus the previous one, right? Immediately green. I mean, now maybe jinxed myself here. Come on. Testy. Can't say I like this reaction a ton. And there's the stop. Shake and fake. So again, could try this again. I don't know what that means. Micros and minis are going to be the exact same chart, Oz. They're a one-to-one price correlation. I don't really know what that means. Still interested here. 520.50. A little bit unlucky possibly here. Come on. Oz, can you please clarify your comment? I'm still confused by it. No? All right. So still watching here, right? Still watching. Like the price is going to be 1-to-1, right? The difference between the two contracts will be that there's going to be a different volume profile because more people trade the minis than the micros. But the price will always be the same. So I would be careful doing a multi-time frame analysis and multi-volume analysis based off of those two. You're going to get a much stronger signal on the minis than the micros because the volume that is traded on the minis is a lot larger than the volume traded on the micros. So a little bit unlucky here so far. That's fine. A little shake and fake. So when I look at that previous trade, right, it's not that my thesis was wrong. It's not that my idea was wrong. It's that I didn't protect my position well enough once I was up 1R, right? I was up 2R on that trade and didn't take it. So that's just greed. Again, higher high, higher low. Still think we're a little bit in play here. Still just watching here. Still just watching. Okay, still watching. Be one contract for now. Stop loss 516. Come on, just a little bit more. Okay, guys, I am in 529. In at 529. Stop loss 516. Don't have time to answer that question right now, and come back to me with that, please. Okay, so far so good here. So far so good. Okay, so watching carefully. I'm not sure if I'm super thrilled with this pullback here. But let's see. I mean, that's $500, so I'm not going to be letting this thing go red unnecessarily. Big bounce. All right, it's got to fly from here. Come on. Okay, here we go. See if it can push past 50 now. Will not let this go red. All right, $700, putting in a nice little recovery here. So we'd like to see this enthusiasm continue and go from there. Come on. Okay, there's $1,000, right? Looking great here, team. A little bit more. See if we can blast through 60. Okay, there's 13, 14. Come on. Ooh, don't like that. Rejection of 60. One last chance to get over it. Otherwise, I will close this. Come on. One last chance here. You can do this. 60 again. 4-point sell-off. Okay, guys, I am out of this trade. We'll try this again here potentially, but that 60 rejection was aggressive. So plus 730 on that. Still down a little bit here on the day, but that's a good little bounce back. Maybe CL back in business. So still feel like I maybe have a chance to keep trading this higher. So you said NQ1 and NQH 2025 were different. I don't think so. I think they look just the same here, Nitin, to be honest with you. I don't see any tangible difference between the two. So I would disagree with that. They look like they're the same. Remember, NQ1 is now the March contract, right? So there really should be no significant difference there. Okay, so now we'd be looking possibly here on a CL to the downside. High vol breakdown, aggressive entry, stop loss 68.90. Pulling back pretty quick. Oh, pain. So let's see if this can go increasing volume here on this 80 handle or potentially break out above that 87. If we can get breakout above 87, I would look to possibly re-enter this. Let's see, minute to go. Closed pretty much right at it. I think I could probably still trade this here on maybe the 3 min. Want to keep the risk tight. So stop loss for now would be 569. One contract, right? Be one contract as is. Okay, guys, I am in 578.50, 2 contracts. Stop loss 69. Just be careful here. It's got to bounce up again. Just a little bit. I don't like that little pullback. Come on. I did take the stop there. I should have gone out. Again, Oz, I'm going to ignore all analysis on the micro, man. I honestly don't care about the micro. The micro's volume is 1/20th of what the volume is on the mini. So for me, I'm going to ignore all those comments because they don't match my philosophy. Right? I'm not going to, do my analysis on multi-contracts. Right? I'm going to do my analysis on one contract and stick to it and be consistent. Otherwise, I'm just going to confuse myself. So I'm not going to repeat myself on that, right? We've already been over that here today. Right? There's always a what if. There's always something that you can look at that's going to confirm your bias. It's very hard to be repeatable and consistent if you're looking at 25 different things, right, to give you that correct feeling. Right? So we said, do your analysis on the one that has most volume. That's the minis, not the micros. Not going to care about the volume profile on the micros, man. Literally 1/20th of the volume. So that's the simple reason why. There's too much noise that way. Okay, so CL here possibly to the downside. Either stop loss at 682. Right, 68.82, sorry, right? Or we'll get the aggressive. Right now, we're still in that pullback scenario. Okay, guys, I am in short 76, 68.76. If you missed that entry, your opportunity now, right, is stop loss 77. And I have 8 contracts. Right? It's like, just to go back to Oz just for a second here, man. When we're trading, like if you're trading options, right? You don't do your analysis on the option contract. You do your analysis on the underlying, right? It's kind of the same scenario here. You want to do your analysis on the underlying, not on the derivative of the underlying. You get what I mean? Okay, guys, I am out at entry price. I am out at 76. Don't like this increasing volume. I might have gotten just shaken out here. So stop loss then would be 78. So try this again. And it's good increasing volume. Okay, so I'm back in at 68.72. 8 contracts again. Stop loss at 78. Come on. Don't like how that's getting stuck. So it's got to flush through the 70 here. Okay, I've taken that, closed it at 70 for the 160 bucks. And again, we can always try this again, right, if it doesn't want to cooperate. All right, so now we'll look at this potentially on the 5-min. Okay, so now would be the aggressive technique, right? So we can go tighter risk, stop loss at 75. Come on. Okay, guys, I'm back in short, 68.69. Stop at 75. And again, it's 8 contracts. Come on. Love to see a flush here. Come on. Flush, flush, flush. 67. Come on. What do you mean by small candle, Sammy? What do you mean? Sorry, I was on a different channel. I didn't see your question. For me, generally, I'm not going to be categorizing, unless it's like a 5-cent range. or 2 cent range, like something baby, I'm not going to judge it as big or small. That starts to get subjective, not objective. Care about the shape and the profile of the volume. So is it the right shape? Is it the right volume? That's kind of more what I care about. Well, that would be a different definition of momentum than I use, right? So my definition of momentum is based on volume, not based on candle size. Can't seem to flush though, which is a little bit annoying here. Again, if I'm judging myself based on the quality of my entry, right? I've been neither really green or neither really red on this. So if my entry timing isn't correct, what else am I wrong about, right? So let's see if I can get it down. Come on, die, die, die. Okay, last chance here. Come on. Just flush. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. All right, see if we can start to really break down. Ah, dick. That 64 to 68 bounce doesn't feel great. Oh, I think I have to find a close here. Okay, last chance. Nah, not giving me the reaction I want. So guys, I am out of this at 68.67. Just did not want to give me the reaction I was craving. Well, we're just fighting away here a little bit. So again, right on the cusp here, right? Right on the cusp here. Working man's day here, team. Working man's day so far. Classic way to end the year. Oh, it's already 11. Where's the day gone? Good decision to have closed. Very good decision to have closed. Ooh. Chart's looking nasty. Maybe we're setting up here for a reversal setup on CL. That'd be interesting. Volume seems to have disappeared on the general indexes. So might be CL here. CL might be setting up for reversal to the upside. So this would be very, very interesting. Target would be high of day. All right, much more of a violent move than what we've seen here pretty much anywhere else. Dying for this when we were short. So let's see, right? Very, very impressive volume. Still down a little bit on the day here, but nothing crazy. And this has a chance to be biggest volume of the day. So ideally, right, we want to see the aggressive entry technique here on any entry, so that we can get good position sizing, right, and tight risk. Although we could get a pullback here towards under 84, a 20-cent stop loss on CL frickin' sucks, right? So I would like to see either a deep pullback, right, to justify taking a trade at like 72, or, right, get a breakout so that I can go stop loss 82, entry 87. So that's what I'm setting up for here right now. And again, that would allow me to buy 10 contracts, right, which would be a nice position sizing. But we need to see it make a higher high first and then a gentle pullback into the confirmation high. Okay, so there's that 87. So now I'm watching here, team. I'm 100% watching. Come on, 3 cents. I'd have to just size down here otherwise, right? Come on. Okay, guys, so I am in 87. It's 9 contracts. Come on. Come on. Okay, back to entry here. Come on. Didn't cross the spread, babies. Didn't cross the spread. Are you in the Discord? There's a video in the Discord, in the trading docs. It's called like stop loss techniques for avoid faking out. That'll explain how I set and manage my stop losses. Guys, I got out at 87. Okay, we can try this again here. don't like the way that looks. Again, we'll try this again here potentially. And Q could be interesting here. I mean, it's not quite outlier volume, but it's good mean reversion volume off of these lows. It's just a continuation of this 10-10 confirmation. That might be the most interesting here. So I'm going to focus on NQ instead. And it's just a continuation, right, of our reversal narrative here at 10:10 a.m. Higher high, higher low, right? Increasing volume. So it's not a confirmation candle. This is a continuation candle. So stop loss for now would be 605. Okay. Okay, so stop loss now would be 601. Oh, a bit lower. Don't want to see it breaking down too far past 600. So now we'll say 598.75. Okay. Okay, guys, I am in 603.75, 2 contracts. Stop loss at that 598. Okay, got stopped out already. Minus 120. Try this again. 593 stop now. It's almost like buying the fake outs better right now. Let's see. 6 points away. 5 points. Okay, so I'm trying again here. 598.75. Stop loss at 593. And it's 3 contracts. Can't spell. So far, so good, though. 400 bucks. Let's see if we can get a bit more follow through here. Come on. Doggers came to say hello. Come on, come on. $6.10. See if it can fly through here now. $7.50, $8.25, $900 on this trade. So that puts me now green on the day, right? And the emphasis here, close as my P&L is increasing, not decreasing, right? There's a nice pop. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Got through 620 here. Give me a chance to maybe pyramid. Maybe that's a little bit greedy. Okay, so far so good though, team. 1,400 bucks, almost 15. Next decent pop higher, I will get out of this. $6.20. Nice, Greg. Hopefully now nicely green on the day, sir. What was your exit price? Sorry, can you rephrase that question, Hoodstar? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What was my first entry of the day or first trade of the day? Is that what you're asking? Or what was my entry on this trade? This is a long. You can see my trade here in white. In NQ long, 598, 775. Stop loss at 593 with 3 contracts. So my order is written down here for you to see. This is 3 contracts long. Come on. NQ. 1,500. Come on, you can do it. 16. Here we go. 1900. There we go. Let's see if this thing can really fly now. Are you with me? Are you with me? All right, come on. Have a chance to possibly pyramid in here. So I'd push my stop loss to like 625. Thinking about it, thinking about it. So stop loss have to be 619.75 here. If I pyramid, I need to see it now go above though, right? Make a higher high. Well, right now my stop loss is still 593, right? Originally my stop loss was this red line. Now I'm just repositioning it to see if I can get a better entry, right? And pyramid into my position. Please pay attention. I'm telling you exactly what I am doing, right? Not hiding anything here. Please pay attention. Okay, so now stop will be 611.50. Okay, average price is now 611.25, and I have 6 contracts. So now, that's my average price is yellow line. I'm going to look to get out of this here pretty soon. Next pop. Come on, come on, come on. There's 18. Come on, come on. This is so close. Okay, see if they can fly here. See if they can fly. Okay, guys, I am out of this trade. I am out. Oh, that's painful. So definitely left a few dollars on the table there. Again, we might can retry this, right? See if I can get some more oomph. Oh, that was so close, though. Oh, you dick. Oh, man. Left some money on the table on that. Can try this again here. Can definitely try this again. Stop loss 610.50. Oh, frick. So now stop loss, right, would be red line here, hood star, right? Oh, that is so mean. All right. So 17. I like to get just a little bit more of a pullback here still. A little bit more of a pullback before I get an entry. So, guys, I'm back in here. One contract at 630.50. Stop loss 610.50. And it's just one contract here, unfortunately. And we can look to possibly pyramid this. 35. Come on. Right, but we won't be able to deal with much of a pullback here. So we gotta be careful. Didn't have the courage to pull the trigger at 24. That should have been where I got my perfect entry. That's all right. Extra $100. I will not complain. We have a chance to pyramid here, maybe. So I don't think I'll be able to get a pyramid on this position here now. So guys, I have closed that trade. Closed it at 632.75. I think I can get a better entry. So quick little 45 bucks. So you can either get a better entry or a tighter stop loss, right? Either of which would be pretty good. Enjoy your holidays, Topher. Today should have been a bigger day than what it's been. Okay, good decision, right? Good decision getting out of that. So stop loss have to be 610, right? Maybe do the same thing we did on that previous idea. Let's see. Nope. Lower low here now, right? Lower low. So good call to get out of that position. How's everyone feeling? Good? Not so good? Sharp? Not so sharp? How we feeling? Nice, Mikey. Guys all green on the day here today? Yes, no, maybe, hopefully. Nice, Mike. Good. Good, man. Let's go, Mikey. Hey, green on 3 evals is fantastic. What's the time? 11:34, up 639.76. Oh. Yeah, it should have been up way more today. Kind of annoying. Still feel like this mean reversion trade is in play, but that it's going to take like a lot of steps to get there pretty much. What do you guys think? Keep trading? Call it for the holidays? What are you guys feeling? Oh, dun, 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 dun. Still feel like this NQ mean reversion's in play. It's just maybe moving in like the least nice way possible. Hell yeah, Mike. Hell yeah. Hey, nice to be green. You should be thrilled. That's fantastic. Yeah, you too, man. We'll see you in January. Gosh, that feels weird to say. I think I might walk away here. Just enjoy the afternoon now. It is so freaking cold. I don't know if enjoy is the right term. I'll wait out this last 15-minute candle and then go from there. Yeah, low volume, but it's still just this mean reversion thesis, right? So we're still using this candle as our confirmation, this 1010. Nothing has invalidated that candle since, right? So I'm looking for a continuation of that. Well, right now, Hoodstar, I'm looking at the 10 min. You can see that based on my chart here. It says 10. It's up to you, though, man, what you want to trade. Personally, I like trading the shorter time frames. I think they give me a slightly better edge. And it's a better edge, not because the win rate's better, but when I lose, I can lose smaller. I can have tighter stop losses. All right, so we're going to be looking back at ES here for sure. So now I'm on the 3 min, right? Okay, good close. So we want to keep the stop tight, right? Ideally, 56 for now. Okay, let's see here. Did I lose internet? The heck? So 55 would be the stop here. 55 would be the stop. Okay, guys, I am in 668.25, 2 contracts. Stop is at 655. Beautiful here. Beautiful. 81. Keep flying here. Come on. So if it can't hold above high a day, which was 675, I will get out and I will have no conviction I'm going to get that red to green reversal, right? If it can hold above previous high a day here on this 3 min, I can possibly look for a pyramid. Understood? Yes? Okay, closed right at it. So stop loss now 674. All right, guys, I'm out at 674. Not nearly as much as I would have wanted, but yeah, I'll take an extra couple $100 there. Can I redo this now? 663 stop loss. I think I can do this still. Yeah, it'd only be a one contract play here. I might have missed it now. Woo. Brutal. Just got shaken out before the big move. Kind of the story here today. $11.47. I mean, look, I'm going to keep trading, guys, as long as I see good opportunities, right? Seen some good opportunities here in this afternoon session. And, you know, $900 days, nothing to really complain about. Still feel like I got maybe some more juice left in me here, though. Hoodstar, my entry is always written down for you. My entry was 668.25. I always write it down, man. You can see it always on my screen. And I tell you what my price is, right? So I'm not hiding it, right? I'm literally telling you what my entry is. I write it down on my screen as well. I tell you how many contracts, and I tell you what my stop loss is. Please, please pay attention. I make all that information available to you. There's only so much hand-holding I can do, right? Okay, so again, we're still in that increasing volume standard here. So we'd be looking at, let's see where this thing finds support. So stop loss would be 86.50 for now. So send that up here. And let's see where we find some support. See if we can blast off away from this. It's made a higher high, so it has to be the aggressive. Now stop would be 679.50. All right. I think that probably kills it then. All right, team. I'm going to be done here. Not going to place any further trades. Yeah, team, enjoy your break as well. Just fill in the journal here before we bugger off. I don't know how many more times I gotta explain myself, Hoodstar. I write down what my entry price is. I literally say it out loud. I don't know what else you want me to do, man. I can't hold your hand for you here. It should be very, very clear what it is, right? I don't know what else I can do to make it more obvious. So you gotta meet me halfway here, man. Either pay attention or watch the screen. I don't know what else to say. So, Nitin, right? You could get on Discord and watch the stream through Discord for zero latency. The other issue maybe is that you have market data that's missing, a whole bunch of variables. The latency between real time and YouTube is 3 seconds. So that should not be an issue. Not a significant enough one. So check that you're live on YouTube, Nitin. Or like I said, right, you have the option to watch inside Discord where it is real time. but that latency between your clock and my clock will then be on your end. The YouTube is advertised at 3 seconds. Anytime you deal with any buffering, any lag, any slow internet, whatever it might be, you will be lagging behind on the stream. So you want to make sure that on your YouTube, the live is red. Otherwise, it will be delayed. So that is an issue on your end, not on my end. And you have alternatives available to you. So again, this should not be a complaint, right? I offer the YouTube and the Discord to stream with, to watch through. So it's your choice, man. There's only so much I can do. Missing. Okay, so final stats here on the year. 355 trades taken, 220 wins, 135 losses, win rate of 62%, average win 5.1K, and not too shabby of a day. Awesome, awesome year, team. Any questions? Thanks, Bert. Yeah, very excited for how the next year goes. All right, guys. So final call for questions here, team. Final call for questions. All right, team. Well, same deal like always, right? If you have any questions, hit me up outside of market hours. I will do my best to get back to you within a reasonable time frame here over the holidays. Like I mentioned, right, inside the Discord, if you have any journals that you want reviewed, any feedback you want, right, anything along those lines, send that to me, and I'll make sure to give you some feedback on how you can improve and take your trading here to the next level. Well, it was an awesome year, guys. One of the most fun I've had here trading in a long time, but also very ready for a little break and some time away, and just to kind of catch my breath and recharge and reset and make sure I'm ready to go here. So I'll see you all in about 9 days, and looking forward to catching up with you then, and wish you all just the very happiest, healthiest, and most incredible holiday periods, regardless of what you celebrate, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, whatever it might be. I hope you all have yourselves a fantastic holiday. Enjoy the time with your families, and hopefully Santa isn't putting you on the naughty list here this year. So have yourselves all a fantastic holiday period, and I'll see you all in the new year. Enjoy.